Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a story about a connection so strong it was put to the ultimate test, a full decade of silence. So, here's the question at the heart of it all. Can a bond you formed as a kid really survive 10 years of nothing? We're about to find out, following two people separated by an ocean and a whole lot of time. Okay, so our story kicks off in a place we all know pretty well, high school. We meet Xiaxia, a bright and friendly student, and her whole world is about to get shaken up by a mysterious new guy who just transferred in. Now, Xiao finds herself kind of caught between two very different boys. On one side, you have Zhonggu, her lifelong friend who has been quietly in love with her for years. And on the other, this new student, Changye, who shows up with this mysterious vibe and a past he doesn't talk about. And look, while Zhonggu has always been her rock, super dependable and kind, it's Chengyu's quiet intensity that just completely grabs her attention. He's this brilliant, talented puzzle that she just feels she has to solve. So she's trying to get closer to him, and she notices he's always looking at this photo of a little girl and a dog. It's clearly a piece of that past he keeps so secret. One day, she just decides to go for it and asks a really, really simple question. And he tells her his dog's name is Baisi, just one word. But for Xiaoxia, that one word is like a bolt of lightning. Because in that single moment, everything changes. A memory she had totally forgotten comes rushing back, and she realizes this isn't just some new student. This is her, Chang Ye, her long-lost childhood friend. They're connected by two dogs who had the exact same name. So, with this huge secret from their past now out in the open, their connection just gets deeper and deeper. It's all in the little things, He defends her in class, he learns what her favorite drink is, and they even create a shared Instagram account. They're acting like a couple before they've even admitted it out loud. But just as their love story is finally getting started, a series of absolutely devastating events is about to tear them apart forever. I mean, their entire world just collapses in a few days. They have their first kiss, this moment of pure happiness, and it's immediately destroyed by one tragedy after another. First, his beloved dog, the living link to their shared past, dies. Then, his estranged mother shows up out of nowhere from America, and he's suddenly faced with an impossible choice that forces him to leave everything and everyone behind. And in this absolutely tearful goodbye, Xiaoxia makes one last desperate request. She's not asking for promises of forever. She's just asking for a thread, any thread of connection to cling to across the ocean, just hoping it'll be enough to keep them together. They promise to stay in touch, but as we all know, time and distance, well, they have their own plans. And just like that, an entire decade passes. 10 years of living separate lives, having separate experiences, and a silence that just gets deeper with every single day that goes by. And you can see how their connection, once strong enough to bridge time zones with daily calls, just slowly erodes. The messages become less frequent. The calls turn into just sharing a photo now and then. Then it's down to just birthday wishes once a year. Until finally, nothing. The thread just breaks. So Xiaxia, she goes on to build this incredible life. She becomes the CEO of a successful company. But despite all of her achievements, there's a part of her heart that's just stuck in time, still waiting for a boy who stopped calling. One day, she's at a friend's wedding, and she sees this single empty chair that was saved for a special guest. It just hits her, It's like a perfect symbol for the empty space in her own life, a space that, deep down, she always hoped he would come back to fill. Feeling totally defeated, she goes home and, just for a bit of comfort, she opens up their old shared Instagram account. And then she sees something she never, ever expected. New posts, recent photos and heartfelt captions from him all uploaded recently. And just as she's staring at his face on her phone screen, trying to figure out what this all means, she hears a voice. A voice she thought she would never, ever hear again in person. She turns around, and there he is. It's Cheng Ye. After 10 long years, all he can say is a simple but profound apology. He's not just late for a meeting, he's late by a decade. He doesn't give her a long list of excuses for the years of silence. After all this time, he cuts right to the one and only question that has ever mattered. And with her simple, heartfelt answer, all of it, the 10 years of waiting, of wondering, of heartbreak and success, it all just melts away. In that one moment, the silence is finally broken, and their story can truly begin again. Their story really makes you think, right? It shows us that some connections are so profound that not even a decade of complete silence can actually break them. It leaves us wondering about the nature of a love that can withstand the ultimate test of time, and asks us, what kind of bond is truly worth the wait?